Hi, and welcome back to this space. If you're new to this space, I'm a counseling psychologist, and I do support women who are navigating infertility, those ones who are trying to conceive, and the ones that have undergone pregnancy loss, and also the ones who are transitioning into motherhood. And I welcome you back to this channel today. And today we want to still zoom in on our children. As mothers, our children are a big and a major part of our lives. And today, even as actions and things have been unfolding in our country, we are left as mothers and also psychologists to just sit down and reflect and see the what behavior is happening all around us as a whole. And so today we focus on behavior. We had talked about behavior during our last episode, but still, let us look at how behaviors are formed. And we can say that behaviors are formed when our normal lives are ongoing. When you, as a mother, you are busy worrying about your bills, worried about your marriage, worried about um, the future and uncertainties of life, then behaviors around our children are formed. And so today we dive in and scrutinize how these behaviors are formed and how we can do to understand what behaviors communicate to us and to the community all around us. And so when we focus on our children and also our body in general, we tend to understand that behavior is a communication tool. It is not um, it is not a flaw. We can rather consider it as information. So it is us to rather use it wisely rather than interpret it in our own ways. And so when different children have different types of behaviors, and we want to focus on what different behaviors mean. And when children speak, remember, put it at the back of your mind that children react and also behave out of their personalities and also out of their temperaments. And this will help you get to that point of acceptance, get to that point of awareness, and also get to that point whereby you also create a safe space and a safe environment where your child is able to express themselves freely to the extent of understanding themselves as well, and also still being able to be gracious to the people around them. And so when one child is acting out in anger, anger is a form of a cry of help. It is always a raw form of cry. And when someone is angry or a child is angry, they are screaming for you to help them. So it is upon you to ensure that you sit and instead of reacting on the anger, you get to understand why, what is it that they actually lack, what is it that they're trying to communicate out of anger. And so we have learned that anger is a form of them crying out for help. The second one is withdrawal. When a child withdraws, it means that they are not feeling safe. So you find that your child is maybe now spending more time inside their room, or maybe extremely silent, or maybe just prefers to sit and watch television, and without them communicating, because children normally they are like vessels, and so they always want to share. They are always ready to tell you a story or so, and when you sit down with the child and they are withdrawn, they're just focused on every other thing apart from you, it means that they're not feeling safe. So it is you as a parent to get to find out, not through direct confrontation, because most of us parents tend to confront children rather than connecting. You turn the connection into lectures, and you also turn it into instructions. So you'd rather look at it and find a way to bring out that safety that your child needs. And the third point, we go to defiance. when your child is defiant, it means that they feel like they are not being listened to anyway. So when you find that children are acting out, they are doing things that they already know themselves that this is wrong, this is considered bad, my parent probably will discipline me. That is them saying that they already you don't listen. And so we try as parents to find a way to bring our children together. And last but not least, it's addiction. And this we're speaking to people who have children that have sadly started using the addictive things like marijuana, alcohol, and things like this. So we are speaking to our teenagers, we are speaking to those ones who are in their late teens, and that is where they have found their safety net. And so, as parents, when we get to learn, when we get to understand what this behavior means, and remember that understanding is not the same as eradicating behavior. So, we need to be able to get to that point of acceptance. That is always the first step in everything that we do. You first accept that this is where you are with your child. Is your child an angry person? Is your child a defiant person? Has your child withdrawn from you, or is your child addicted to something? So this is at least the major behaviors that tend to speak out, that are seen in our societies, that we need to look at them. Although, yes, we have other behaviors that are seen apart from these four, but you can get to analyze them and also create a safety space for your child, which will also bring safety to you as well. Because already when one is angry, one withdraws, their nervous system is not at rest. So we are trying so hard as mothers, we are trying as parents to ensure that our children not only grow up in safety, but also feel safe for them to communicate. They feel safe for them to be seen, because most of the time children are not angry. They only want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to feel protected. And far most importantly, they want to feel loved. And remember that love has different languages, and what seems fit for one child might not be the same for the next child. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and see you on our next video.